Hi class, teacher Tammy here, and we are interviewing Michelle Bartlett. She's the director of UAF Summer Sessions, but also is going to tell us about Project Hope North today. Hello, Michelle.
Hello, Tammy. So good to be with you and the rest of the class. Thank you for inviting me.
Excellent. Well, tell us about Project Hope North and what they do.
Project Hope North is in response to the fentanyl overdoses that we have facing in the country. Alaska is the #1 leading the cause of death for fentanyl overdoses in the country between the ages of 18 and 35.
What an eye-opening statistic.
It really is. It really is. And I got this statistic from Dr. Ann Zink, who was speaking at part of the Healthy Living Lecture Series last year, and she came to give us an Alaska report card of how we're doing health-wise in Alaska. And when she raised that, it was a real eye-opening experience for me. It was like, why do we have to be #1? And what can we do about it? And the other thing that she talked about was the fact that fentanyl was coming from China, and China was being sent to Mexico, where it was remixed and put into pills that look like every other pill that we take, white pill. But it's mixture like chocolate chip cookies. And when you make chocolate chip cookies, sometimes the cookies have all the chocolate chips and some have none or very few. But there's enough fentanyl on the tip of any kind of a pencil or pen will kill you. So the mixing isn't done real well. And what happens is somebody could say to a friend, I have a headache, do you have a Vicodin, do you have a Xanax? And instead of a friend handing them a Tylenol or an Advil, they would say, oh, I have something for you. But it's not a matter of them wanting to kill you. It's not a matter of them wanting to get hooked. It's the friend doesn't even know what he has that he's giving you. And what happens is we have way too many accidental overdoses in this state, which was over 300 last year. 300 accidental deaths. We're not talking about druggies. We're just talking about people who by accident was unlucky enough to take one of these pills. So what did Dr. Zink do in response to that? Well, one of the things she did was to take the Sackler money, and I don't know whether you want me to go into the Sackler money, but it was the money from the Sackler people who they're the drug company that was pushing opioids to doctors. Anyway, there was a settlement with the federal government, and they got a lot of money. Every state got a lot of money, but instead of using it for road construction in Alaska, what she chose to do was to come up with kits.
So these are really small. They can fit in a backpack. They're much smaller than I thought.
Exactly. Exactly, and you were right on. So what Dr. Zink had wanted to do, spent all this money producing these kits, and even her own daughters carry them in their backpack, okay?
Because you never know. And we're on a college campus.
It's a response, it's a first aid. It's a first aid response that, a first aid kit. It's a first aid kit for that. Well, anyway, my thought had been, if Dr. Zink's kids are carrying it in their backpack, why can't we get all of the UAF students to carry it? And sort of maybe create a reverse pyramid scheme, a good one, and that instead of being bad, it would be really good. So to that extent, I came back to campus and I talked to several people. And the first thing we did was to set up a train the trainer. So we could train other people to train other people on how to use these kits. And that was pretty successful. We had a couple of those. And in addition to that, we talked to, I talked to Alex Hirsch, who at that time was in charge of the honors program. So we trained almost 100 honors kids. I talked to the graduate students. We did graduate students. We did all the anatomy and physiology students. We came in and we went to the specific things, and we were training all around campus and distributing these. Okay, so in the last year we have distributed about 1,000 of them on campus. However, we have about 6,000 students, so we have a ways to go. But we didn't only think about students on campus. I spoke with Karen Jensen, and we did the library staff. So we're talking to Wood Center about the Wood Center staff. But even in our town, Kathy Lavelle is bringing us in to do all of her staff down at Lavelle. So the idea is, can we put these in the hands? It's not like an AED thing that's mounted on the wall should you use it. You need to have it with you. Definitely have it with you. And we even did it at Music in the Garden this whole summer. We had people who were coming, hundreds of people would come every Thursday, and we had a sign out, this sign, that said,
promotion,
there we had it,
Yep.
on a sandwich board, and people would stop by,
There we go.
and we would do the training right there. I did it along with Dr. Mark Simon, who is an emergency doc in ER doc in.
Well, tell me how UAF Summer Sessions got involved. Like, you are the director, you've got a full-time job.
Right.
But you can tell you're inspired. So how did Project Hope North fall and align with UAF Summer Sessions?
Our whole name is Summer Sessions and Lifelong Learning. So we do some things from womb to tomb. We've got the Outlay program. We have younger children. So and we do major outreach all the time. To me, this was a major outreach that we really needed to respond.
Sure.
There was a problem, we needed to respond to it. So to that extent, we got a group of people together sitting right around this table. Dr. Simon, Dr. Jean Sagonas, Carol Anthony, Thad Williamson, who's the safety officer of the university, and we talked about this idea. And that's when it officially, I don't know whether official or non-official, we came up with the name Project Hope North.
Yeah.
And we designed the logo. So we have a logo. I don't know what makes an organization, but we have people who have done training throughout the year. Thad Williamson, the safety officer, has done a lot of it, but we've even been to one Sunday morning. Mark and Thad and I were at Mount Pleasant Baptist Church. So we've done it. What I need you for, what I need this group for is we need a social marketing plan, because I think we're aiming at mainly people between the ages of 18 and 35.
And where are they? They're on social media, right?
All the time.
Yeah.
All the time. This is not my expertise at all.
That's why you asked the class to help.
Absolutely. I am just so delighted that you selected to help us, because people have even donated money for us to help spread the word, but I don't know how to do that, and you guys do, and I'm really counting on it. Now, I'm more than happy.
We'll get a video of how the kit works separately, and we'll upload that. Let's keep on track on getting the team prepared for their task. We talked about right now, you've got a group of helping you, Dr. Sagonas and Dr. Mark Simon and whatnot, but eventually you're going to want to hire somebody for a social media person, and this class can help put the plan together to hand to that person. Is that right?
That would be awesome.
Okay.
That would be awesome. The other thing that's going to happen this fall, which is really exciting as far as training, is Dr. Simon is going to, there are 42 student employees in the fire department. I figured the best people to do the training are peers, peer-to-peer.
Yeah.
So he's going to be training 42 student firefighters who in turn will have this training that we can use to help broaden the base.
Yeah, you've got great things going on. We just need to capture them and put them on social media.
Exactly.
Okay. All right, so besides social media, well, you've already talked about how else you market it. You market it at the UAF summer session events and whatnot. It sounds like students may need to create a Facebook, an Instagram, a TikTok, whatever they end up coming up with. And so who would be like the administrator for that?
We need to...
You guys talk to your group?
We could talk to the group.
And find out.
We could talk to the group. As I said, we have some money that we could literally hire somebody.
Yep.
I have somebody in summer session who does all of the marketing for on social media for us. So I could employ her talents to lend her talents to that. But it would be nice because to have somebody who is strictly devoted to that.
Yeah. Well, this is an interesting project because never before in this social media class have we worked with a client who didn't come to us with platforms already. So it's going to be kind of interesting that the class gets to start from ground zero and determine. They usually the mandate is 3, so they pick either like Google Business or LinkedIn or Facebook or TikTok, whatever the things are. They do the research and they'll present to you the 3 top recommendations, but you don't. It's like you have no bad habits because there's nothing. There's nothing already created.
No,
and so they'll give you some ideas for that. And so tell me about your social media marketing goals. What do you want to happen through the social media process?
I want students to be aware that these exist. I want students, people between the ages of 18 to 35, realize that we really have a problem in our community, as well as the state, as well as the nation, but let's focus on Fairbank, and that help is here, and that this is available to them free of charge.
And then we talked very early on before we started taping that it's not just fentanyl. It says on there heroin and any opioid drug.
Right.
So it's good to be prepared because sometimes it is an overdose situation.
Right.
So it's prepared either way.
Right, but we're not looking to respond to the druggies in town, but although you might run across somebody.
Right.
But the idea was you're at a social party, you find somebody passed out there totally not responsive, and you can respond. And you are able to respond. And the interesting thing is, the first thing you do is you call 911 before you even start. And then you can't wake them up. And you want me to open up the kit now?
Yeah, let's see the kit.
All right, let's see what's inside that
let's
will
do
help you.
an unboxing, they call it.
Right.
All right.
The one thing that you have to keep in mind is the naloxone, which is, this is what this is. This is in here. They have gloves. Okay?
That's number 1. Put on your gloves.
Or not, but you have them available.
Okay.
This is the naloxone. This is the naloxone.
Okay.
Okay. It's a little thing you basically push up to somebody's nose, and you push the thing.
Like a nasal spray.
It's like a nasal spray. Doesn't matter. Right nostril, left nostril. Doesn't make any difference.
Okay.
And
what else is in that kit?
Well, what's really important too is there's a how to do it.
Yeah.
How to do it. We're going to talk you through the guide. You know, you try and get somebody woken up. They're totally unresponsive, or they may not be breathing. You've already called 911. Then what you do is you support the head. You get this out of this container. You support the head in the back because you don't want it dripping out. The whole point is for it to go to the brain. And you push it, and then you turn them to their side because they could start throwing up, and you don't want them to ingest that.
Sure.
Okay. And if it doesn't work,
it sounds so simple.
Yeah, it's relatively simple. And there's as I said, there are 2. So if you don't hear, if they're not responsive between 3 to 5 minutes, you give them the second one. It doesn't matter, right nostril, left nostril. It doesn't make any difference.
All right. Do you have a video already of this?
We don't have a video.
All right, that sounds like a project.
A video could be part of it.
Go over to the firehouse and take a video, and that would be a first social media post, perhaps.
Exactly. Great idea. Thank you. Thank you. The 2 things to keep in mind, because that people ask, one is they don't want to hurt them. You know, they don't want to hurt. We don't really know what we're dealing with. We just know that somebody is out cold. They may or may not be breathing. They're totally unresponsive. If this doesn't provide the barrier, which is what we're looking for, between the brain to reverse the effects of fentanyl or opioids, it's not going to hurt them. If you happen to be having a diabetic
if you're wrong,
coma,
right? Yeah. Okay.
It doesn't hurt them.
Okay.
There's nothing in that will hurt them.
Great information to have.
The second thing is there's a very strong Good Samaritan law in Alaska. If you're doing it because from the goodness of your heart, because you want to save somebody, be responsive, nobody can sue you.
Okay.
All right. So those things are really important to remember.
All right. I like it. Couple more things here. Let's see. How many of these kits are available, and where do people pick them up?
We hand them out with anytime we do training.
Okay.
Anytime we do training, they are available. When we, wherever we do training, we give them free, and the state keeps supplying us.
And how do people find out about the training sessions?
That's
right.
That's one of the things that we need. We need a website. I keep saying we need a website so that people could kind of call or text or email.
Yeah,
And I've-
sometimes you do and sometimes you don't. Sometimes social media will do the trick for you. So that's what the students will look at.
Okay.
Do you need a website, or is social media going to cover it?
Well,
Yeah.
I kind of think that everybody, whenever you don't know about something, what do we say? Google it.
Yeah.
Google it.
Yeah.
And although the courts
They'll-
right now are saying you can't say Google, but whatever. Anyway, yes, they need a place to go, and most people go to their phones, and maybe between 18 and 35, they're not going to Google. I don't know.
Yeah, we're going to
Maybe
find
they're-
out.
The other thing that's in here, there's a couple of other things which are interesting, is they have a couple of test strips, okay?
Mm-hmm.
If you want to test something, if somebody hands you something and you want to know whether there's something in it or not, you've got this, and this is the how-to.
Okay.
How-to.
All right.
And the other thing is, take the next, and this is, these are resources if people have an opiate addiction.
Okay.
The resources are here. So it's a cute little kit that has a lot of information that's the size of a pencil kit.
Yep. All right, Michelle, tell us what you absolutely want to see in the social media plan from the students. You want to make sure that you get this at the end of the semester.
What I would like to see is have a usable plan to get the word out. I am not a social media. I have a Facebook account and I look at it occasionally, but I am not at all.
Sure.
And the people that we're working with around this table for project have no knowledge. The class is made up of 18 to 35-year-olds, maybe somebody a little older, but you all know what you look at. You know what you respond to. You are our target audience, so you need to tell me what we need to do.
Sure. Anything else you want the students to know before you meet them?
I think that as a result of working on this, you're going to feel good. You're going to be contributing to solving a problem that this whole country is facing, as well as we are in Alaska. You will be part of the solution, and I'm so very grateful that you signed up for it.
Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you, Tammy.